For this video, we're going to go over inverse linear functions. So we're first going to define what an inverse function is, and then do a couple examples as shown here. So the inverse is just a fancy way of saying take your x's and take your y's and flip them. So now your y's are your x's and your x's are your y's. So see how blue goes to blue, red goes to red. They just flip them. Another way you can look at it is if you have the original function f of x, so this line here, the inverse is the reflection across the line y equals x. That line is y equals x. And as you can see, when it reflects across that, it gives you the inverse function. So for this one, we're asked to find the inverse of the given function, and it's a point-defined function. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 points. So what that means is that the inverse function, f negative 1 of x, is equal to 13 negative 5, 10.86, 11.43, and 14 negative 10. All I did was flip the x's and the y's. And that's our answer. For this one, we're wanting to find the inverse of a graph. So remember, if we reflect it across the line y is equal to x, that'll give us our inverse function. Another way we can do it is we can see that it crosses 2 points right here. So this would be point 0, 1, and this is point 3, 0. We could also define 1, 0 and 0, 3, because those are 2 points on the inverse function. So if we plot using those points, we have 1, 0 and 0, 3, and connecting those two lines, as you can see, it is perfectly reflected across the line y equals x as well. Now if you're given a function written out like this and you're asked to find the inverse, first thing you want to do is rewrite it as y's and x. Then what you're going to do is you're going to rewrite it in terms of the inverse. So what that means is you change your y to an x, and you change your x to a y. Now this notation might seem a little confusing, but remember that this y here will be replaced by f negative 1 of x, so the inverse function. So our next step is going to be to solve for y. So to do that, we subtract 10 from both sides. And then we multiply everything by the reciprocal of that fraction. And I'll bring that up here. And our last step will be replacing y with our f inverse of x. And that's our answer. If you found this video helpful, please leave a comment. See you next time.